Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday, March the 18th, and this is a quick hit on the indexes. So we had that big NDE hit over the weekend, and the news outlets picked it up just in time for the big drop. Or biggest drop we've had in a while. It wasn't overly spectacular, although in the overnight it was pretty bad. But by the time we opened, they had recovered quite a bit. Anyways, we got our downtick today. How about that? We've been looking out for the downtick for, seems like forever. And had always been saying that that was what we really needed to see. Got it today, but the target is not the best. The target is 14,350. 100 points to the downside from where we are now in the Dow, and beyond that, I mean, it's not terrible looking. I don't think that this is a waterfall down to target or a waterfall down to the long-term moving average bar, which would be about the 14,150 area. But what do we have? Well, we know that everything's been high for a while. We know that we've been building negative divergence. And so does that mean that this is it? This is the moment? Well, not exactly, I don't think. We have the workings of a down movement that can't be denied. The daily does not look good. We have a downtick target. We have a topping area in the heat map, etc., etc. But we also have the 14-day RSI moving average, which is still pointing up. So what would this be? This would be secondary reset, which doesn't guarantee that it's going to make its way all the way to the bottom. Matter of fact, I think it would be very possible to, take a hit, come back up, make another lower high on the MACD histogram, and end up in a higher place. I think that is extremely likely. But that is some conjecture. And I'm also going to look at the 60 minutes just to see what it looks like. And yes, combined with the downtick, we have everything pointing in the right direction, and the 14-day RSI moving average moving down in tandem with the stochastics. This is a very bearish setup. So 100 points down from where we are at the moment, and then have to see what it wants to do next, is very possible, probable, etc. But I'm not fully ready to discount the bulls at this moment. Moving on to SPX, and here's one of the reasons why. SPX got its downtick today, and it resolved it intraday. The Dow has been stronger than SPX. And so for the weaker index, which is SPX, to have already finished its downtick target means we have to see what it wants to do next. And there is the possibility that it will want to go up. We have to see what it wants to do next. But beyond that, you'll notice that while we do have most things pointing down, and it is not a very pretty chart, there is the possibility for another lower high on the MACD histogram, and the 14-day RSI moving average is still pointing up. So I cannot just dismiss the bulls out of hand yet. I mean, we could have that downtick finished off tomorrow in the Dow, and then it decides to go back up. So very curious. So we need more info, right? Here we are with the VIX. VIX had a really good day, up almost 20%, 18.25%. Very nice. We had been talking about this going back to the floor, having the potential for breaking it, in which case it would be bad news for the bears. The NDE saved it. If it hadn't been for that NDE, I think this would have broken today. I was actually hoping for that because I wanted to get some calls on VXX cheap and put a little monkey wrench in there. But nonetheless, it gapped up. It more than took care of a uptick target for an uptick. And what did we end with? We ended with a hanging man, not a good candle that you want to see right here. And where did the hanging man fail? Right into the long-term moving average bar, resistance. Not good. Now the one good thing that it does have is it went down to the lower price consensus level, and that's where it bounced. Slight pierce of it, but I think that that's close enough. So there should be some support here, but definitely we have resistance here, which means that this sucker is trapped between two levels, and it's going to go one way or the other. And what level should that be? Well, the daily does not look bad. We've worked off the majority of the bottoming area in the heat map, so it does have some wiggle room, although it's still more negative than positive, which is good for the VIX bulls. But beyond that, MACD histogram going up, MACD up, RSI up from very low. I pointed that out in some of the last videos. Stochastics going up, the CCI going up, but the 14-day RSI moving average is still moving down. So, secondary reset. How high can it go? I'm not sure at this point, but at some point, most likely after it meets or surpasses with the fast stochastic over the 14-day RSI moving average, it can turn then at any time and finish out to the downside, which probably would be pretty powerful. So like I said, not counting out the bulls yet. Still a lot to prove here. We do have this this gap right here, which needs to be filled. It came close to attempting it, but just couldn't quite do it. Certainly a 100-point move in the Dow, if it were tomorrow, would take care of this and probably slam into resistance at the major price consensus level. So interesting. And going on to TNA to round out the evening. And look at this. This yeah, we have a downtick today. The downtick gives us a target of 85.5, which actually is a decent amount down from where it is. And everything else is the same as the Dow and SPX. Actually, it looks a little bit stronger. The MACD is not pointing down. The stochastics aren't even getting below the 80 level. The CCI is barely under the 100 level. And we've relieved some on the RSI. I mean, this was a really good showing by the bulls today, considering what it could have been. So, not counting them out just yet, but it would be nice to have all the downticks resolved. And you know what, I'll also go over to SPY just for a look at the volume and see if it's changed. And we've talked about running out of room on the accumulation distribution. That has not turned. We've talked about getting close on the on-balance volume, and that is getting closer. But do we have any real shift in any of the other ones? Not really. Not really. So that we just don't have enough information yet. But we just can't say for sure that at this moment we're going to have a waterfall. I actually kind of don't think that we will. But there it is. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.